All right, this is the corner of Atlantic Avenue and South Street. Time is approximately 7:45 in the morning. It is August 4th, 2023, and the first bike lane sign we have is right here on the corner of Atlantic. And if you walk all the way down, as you see, there's no more signage that shows that this is a bike lane to appropriately give people tickets before the bike lane is officially open. Now this is how much signage we have showing the bike lane is this. I'm walking currently from Atlantic down South Street, and this is all of the bike signage we have on this side of the street. I've almost made a whole block, and there's nothing here showing that there's no parking at any time. Morning. So here we go, we're crossing Linden and South. Here, as you see, there's no signage showing that this is a bike lane official. No stopping here, no parking, no signage up at all that shows any types of bike lane posted on the wall except for what's on the ground. Now, as we continue down, walking down the bike lane on South Street, we run across a vehicle. Here says no parking Tuesday for street sweeping, yet it has no parking. It has no signage saying that there's no parking for the bike lane here on the street. So this person's car has no way of knowing that there's no parking here, as well as there's still no signs. Still no signs. And this is a one complete walk all the way down South Street from Atlantic. Still no bike signs. Still no bike signs. There's a handicap sign we just passed. Here's another street sweeping sign we're coming upon right now. Still no bike lane signs. All the way down. Once again, this is August 4th, 2023, and there are no bike lane signs on South Street from Atlantic besides the first one I showed you on the corner of Atlantic. And as we move down the street, this person's car is parked, but there's no bike lane park warning. There's no parking warning. There's no parking sign. Here we go. There's still no parking signs. There's still no parking warnings. Still no parking signs. Only street sweeping signs. Only street sweeping signs. Now, as we're nearing South Street and Elm, there's been no parking signs all the way down to Elm Street. There's been no bike lane signage. As we get to Elm, we find the first new bike lane sign that was put up on the same day as the tickets were put up on 8/3/2023. This is the first bike lane sign. Nothing across there, nothing to show anything there. Nothing here but this first sign on Elm and South. Continue down. Now that's parked totally behind the cars. Here's the thing, nobody can see that that's a bike lane sign if they're parked here. So basically, if you're coming up South Street from Derry, when you get here, you won't know that this is a bike lane. There's no signage to show that it's a bike lane on this side of the street. So we're going, continuing down. This person received a ticket, but there was no sign that said no parking. The only sign that it has up here is a street sweeping sign. Other than that, this person would have never known that it was no parking here. This person would have never known that there's no parking here either. There's no signs that says bike lane, no parking. No bike lane, no parking signs anywhere down the street. We're still continuing down South Street. Heading down South Street. There's still no parking signs. There's still no, here's another street sweeping sign, but no bike lane parking signs at all on this side of the street. And as we get to the street corner of Locust, which is the very next block, you will see that there are no streets, no bike lane signs. Okay, let's walk on the outside of the dairy truck here. Notice they're parked because there's no signs that says that there's no parking here. Pedestrians yield here, street sweeping, liquor store, no bike lane signage at all on Locust. No bike lane, no bike lane signage, no bike lane signage, no bike lane signage. We are here on the corner of Locust and South. No bike lane sign, no bike lane signage at all. No bike lane signage at all. As I continue down South Street to Dairy, still there's no bike lane signs that says that there's no parking over here in this lane. There was no memo nor warnings given that there would be parking citations passed around to people that are parked in this lane. There was no warning given that the lane was officially open. There are no street signs, no bike lane signs or anything all the way down to Dairy. Here we are coming up to the blinking light, and even that says LA River, doesn't show any bike lane, doesn't say no parking, has no violation that violators will be prosecuted for parking on the curb. There's no notifications, there's no anything that says that it's illegal to park in the bike lane at all. And even as I'm getting down here to Dairy and South at the blinking light, there's still no bike lane signs posted. There is no signage anywhere on any of the poles on Dairy and South. Here's the blinking light that says bike lane of any sort. Now we're going to get ready to go back up South Street. Here's another car that got a parking sign, that got a parking ticket for parking in the bike lane with the handicap sticker on their car, and no one knows that we're not supposed to park on the bike lane. That's not fair to us. Now, as we come across the street and we come across Dairy, we turn this way and it says, still doesn't say no parking. It says bike path, no motorized vehicles or motorcycles in the bike path. So nobody's driving in the bike path, but still there's only one sign on Dairy. And as you come all the way back up Dairy, still no signage. I'm in the bike lane, but there's no signs that says there's no parking in this bike lane. Totally unfair. Totally unfair with the ticket given. No, there's no signage that says that there's no parking in the bike lane, that you will be ticketed if you parked in the bike lane. There's no signs that says that. There's no painted curves, there's no restrictions, there's nothing. But yet they gave tickets to everyone on the block for bike lane blockage. How are we supposed to know? Here I am getting to Locust and South again, coming from the opposite direction, and still you see no bike signs On either side of the street, there's Locust. Here's Locust. And there are no bike signs on either part of the street. And we're walking, and we're walking. There's no warning. There's no warning about how they're going to ticket people. Good morning. There's no warning about how they're going to ticket people. And as we were moving up on the back of this man's work truck right here, we see again that there's no signage that says no parking, but yet he's received a parking ticket. For what? His tags are good. He's parked. There's no parking signs except for that street sweeping sign that says no parking from 5 to 8 on Wednesdays. Other than that, there's no signage out here that tells us that there's no parking. No signage. And that bike lane sign that they put on Elm, they just put it up and then automatically gave everybody tickets after they put that one sign up, which nobody even knew was up. Here we are again, still no bike lane signs, no parking signs. Here we are, all the way back up, still no signs, still walking down south. Here we are, one bike lane sign on Elm and South on this side, nothing coming from the opposite direction. Only one lane sign here, still no parking, still no sign that says it's illegal to park here. So we're still walking down, we're still moving across. Still no signs, still no bike lane signs, still no signage. Once again, this is August 4th, 2023, and there are no bike lane, no parking signs, no stopping at all signs listed on these poles that shows that effective at any point in time, we're not allowed to park over here. So I don't understand how it could be legal to hand out parking tickets when you have no signs that say that there are no parking here in this part of the city. The curbs are not red, the curbs are not green, they're not yellow. The curbs are clear and regular like they are for parking. So if there's no distinction between the parking, what can happen? How can we legally be ticketed if there's no restrictions against parking? Still walking up to Linden. There's still no signs of bike signage. Still no bike signage. Still no bike signs. Still walking the bike lane. Still no bike signs. Still no bike signage. Still no bike signage. I'm almost up to Atlantic and we've still only seen one bike lane sign per side of the whole neighborhood on each side. One sign. And that sign doesn't even say no parking. So here we are. Now if you notice, all the curbs all the way up there are red and green. And of course there's still no bike lane signage anywhere down Atlantic, anywhere down south. Take it down there like that, and there you have it. There's nothing there, no bike lane signs, no nothing. So this concludes my video of the bike lanes on South Street, 8/24/2023.